The NBA is in absolute shock right now because the Golden State Warriors may have just pulled off the most unexpected move of the offseason. Nobody saw this coming, not the fans, not the analysts, and definitely not their rivals. The front office, under immense pressure to keep Stephen Curry in championship contention, has made a decision that could completely reshape the franchise's future. Warriors Nation is buzzing, with half the fanbase celebrating and the other half in disbelief. Is this the genius move that revives a dynasty, or a desperate gamble that could backfire? One thing's certain, this Warriors shocker has just flipped the NBA on its head. NBA in shock. Did the Warriors just pull off the most unexpected move? Golden State Warriors news is exploding right now, and fans across the league are asking the same question: how did this happen? Why did it happen? And what does it mean for Stephen Curry, for Draymond Green, for the entire future of the Golden State dynasty? This is not just another off-season rumor. This is something that could shift the balance of power in the NBA, and if you thought the Warriors were done making noise, you might want to think again, because this move has left analysts, insiders, and even rival executives completely stunned. Golden State has always been the team that shocks the world. Back in 2016, they changed the entire landscape by adding Kevin Durant to a team that had already broken the regular season wins record. Everyone thought that was the peak. That was the boldest move imaginable. Yet here we are in 2025, with a Warriors front office that once again proves they are willing to break the mold, to defy expectations, and to swing for the fences no matter what the risks are. What just happened may go down as one of the most unexpected plays in modern NBA history, because nobody saw it coming. Not the fans, not the insiders, not even some of the players who are now directly affected. So let's break it down. This move didn't come out of nowhere. The truth is, the Warriors front office has been restless for months. Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr., the entire decision-making group has been searching for a way to give Curry one more shot at a championship. Steph is still performing at an elite level, but he's not getting any younger. The clock is ticking, and the Warriors cannot afford to waste what could be the final prime years of the greatest shooter the game has ever seen. And that urgency, that desperation, might explain why Golden State pulled the trigger on a move that defies logic, a move that nobody believed was even possible under today's salary cap restrictions. The whispers started small. A cryptic tweet from an NBA insider here, a rumor floated during a national broadcast there. But then, the details started leaking, and when the bomb finally dropped, social media exploded. The Golden State Warriors have just made a move that changes everything. And the most shocking part? It wasn't the superstar everyone was talking about. It wasn't Giannis. It wasn't Durant returning. It wasn't even Jimmy Butler, who has been linked to the Bay Area all season long. No, this was something else, something more surprising, and perhaps something even more strategic. The Warriors have just landed a player who many considered untouchable, a player whose name wasn't even in the rumor mill, someone who immediately changes the way this roster looks on both ends of the court. Fans are stunned. Rivals are angry. And Steph Curry? He might be smiling bigger than he has in years. Because for once, the front office actually delivered something beyond expectations. Now, here's the twist. This isn't just about adding talent. This move required sacrifice. Someone had to be traded, someone important, and that's where the emotions really come in. Because for the Warriors to pull off the most unexpected move, they had to give up pieces of their future. Jonathan Kuminga, the young forward many believed would one day be the face of Golden State, has been the centerpiece of so many rumors. At times, Lacob swore he wouldn't let him go. At other times, the pressure to compete now made it feel inevitable. Did Kuminga finally get shipped out? Was it Moses Moody? Was it Andrew Wiggins, who has had an up-and-down tenure since his 2022 Finals heroics? These are the tough decisions that define an era, and Golden State just made one. Think about what this means for Steph Curry. The man has carried this franchise through ups and downs, from lottery seasons to dynastic glory. The last 2 years, though, have been difficult. The Warriors were no longer the intimidating force everyone feared. Teams were younger, faster, and deeper. Curry still shined, but he couldn't do it alone. Now, with this shocking new piece in place, the question shifts entirely. Can the Warriors rise again? Can they truly put themselves back in championship contention in a Western Conference that is more brutal than ever, with teams like the Nuggets, Mavericks, Timberwolves, and even the Clippers refusing to back down? What's even more fascinating is how unexpected this move really is. Every insider believed the Warriors were focused on either a defensive big man or another perimeter star. Nobody, and I mean nobody, thought they would target this specific player. That's what makes this so wild. It wasn't a logical, straightforward, predictable acquisition. It was a curveball, a move designed to catch everyone off guard. That's why the NBA is in shock right now. Nobody prepared for this. And that's exactly what Joe Lacob and the Warriors wanted to strike when nobody was looking. Of course, with every bold move comes risk. The Warriors have gambled before, and sometimes it hasn't worked out. Remember the D'Angelo Russell trade experiment? Remember when James Wiseman was supposed to be the future anchor of the franchise? Not every risk pays off, but Golden State has proven time and time again that they are not afraid to go big. And this time, the stakes feel higher than ever. Draymond Green has already reacted, and insiders say he is fired up about this addition. Klay Thompson, whose future in Golden State remains uncertain, now faces even more questions. Does this move convince him to stay, to accept a different role, to chase one more ring with Steph? Or does it push him closer to the exit, knowing that the roster is shifting around him? These are the storylines fans are debating right now, and it's chaos across social media. And then there's the financial side. The Warriors have been criticized relentlessly for their luxury tax spending, for being the most expensive roster in NBA history without the results to show for it the last 2 seasons. Pulling off this unexpected move required some serious financial gymnastics. Contracts had to be shuffled, cap space had to be manipulated, and rival teams had to be convinced to cooperate in a way that benefits Golden State. That doesn't happen by accident. This was a masterclass in front office maneuvering, and as shocking as the actual player acquisition is, the mechanics behind it might be even more impressive. So what happens next? Well, the NBA just got a whole lot more interesting. The Western Conference is now officially on notice. Teams that thought Golden State was fading into the background now have to adjust their game plans once again. Because if Steph Curry has a legitimate running mate, if Draymond Green has defensive support, if the Warriors' bench gets deeper, then we might be looking at a team that nobody wants to see in a 7-game playoff series. The shock factor is real, but the question now is about results. Will this move actually deliver wins, or is it just another splash that fades out over time? Fans are hopeful, rivals are doubtful, and the pressure is on. Steph Curry has never been one to back down, and you better believe he's about to go all in with this new-look roster. Think about how the league will react. Coaches will scramble to adjust their defensive schemes. Analysts will rewrite their power rankings. Players who once thought the Warriors were done now have to face the reality that Golden State might be back in the fight. And for NBA fans, it means one thing: drama, excitement, and a season full of storylines that will keep everyone glued to the screen. Golden State's unexpected move is already being described as a potential franchise saver, a legacy-defining moment not just for Steph but for the front office. Because if this works, if this shocks the world and brings another championship to the Bay, then the Warriors will have pulled off the ultimate redemption story. And if it fails? Well, then it might just mark the official end of an era. Either way, history is being written, and we are all witnessing it in real time. So buckle up, NBA fans. The Warriors have just pulled off the most unexpected move, and nothing will ever be the same again.